Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout. Okay, so I just got to address an accusation that's going all over the internet, and that accusation is that Marvel comic book fans that are ragging on Captain Marvel are upset because this movie has a female lead. Okay, so nothing ticks me off more than to be labeled a sexist when it's just totally false. Okay, and I'm going to prove to you why. Comic book and action movie fans are not sexist. They're not against having a woman who kicks butt, is in charge. I mean, the accusation is just absurd. And let me show you. Okay, so on and I'm going to use Rotten Tomatoes' own slanted data here. Okay, so I got to start on the wussy Captain Marvel Rotten Tomatoes page that has so wussed out that they can't even allow an audience score because it just hurts their feelings. All right, so I'm going to go back to a movie that came out in 2003, a little movie written by a little director called Quentin Tarantino, and this movie is titled Kill Bill Volume 1. All right, so when this movie came out more than 10 years ago, 16 years ago. This was back when, I mean, I was in college and every guy thought this movie was badass. Every single guy. Nobody said, "Oh, well, women can't really do that." They should have picked a they should have brought Keanu Reeves to do this movie or something. Like nobody said that. Everybody thought this was a really really cool idea and a well executed movie because it was. So right here you can see people that viewed it, 84%. So overwhelmingly, this is a good movie. Liked it. The audience score. Now this is, I would guess, probably a similar pool of men voted for this that voted for Captain Marvel. So 81% like this thing. 81%. Let's go to another movie, a little movie called Kill Bill Volume 2. Came out 1 year later. Still starring a woman. 84%, 89%. So 89% of the people liked the movie. So even more people liked a sequel of a sequel action movie starring a woman beating up mostly guys, some women, mostly guys. So more men enjoyed the sequel to the first one. How is that sexist? How are we sexist? We're not sexist. That accusation is what it is it's intellectually lazy. It's when you know you're not doing a good job, you throw accusations out so that the person wastes time defending the accusation rather than you looking in the mirror and going, you know what, I need to change my ways. But whatever, I'm gonna talk about it because it's good content for my video. So let's go to another movie. So okay, so let's play the devil's advocate here. I'm a SJW, social justice warrior, whiner, and I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Who cares about the 89% or the 84%? This was 2004. This is 15 years ago. Times have changed. America is more sexist now. Really? We're more sexist now than we were 15 years ago? Okay, let's go to a movie that came out this year. Alita. Alita Battle Angel came out this year. Didn't come out 20 years ago. Came out this year. Now, the supposed amazing prophetic critics at Rotten Tomatoes that only allow, the cool kids or whatever, to join the little club, they gave this thing a 60%. Now, that's considered somewhat fresh, but 60% is basically, a D or an F. Okay. Well, the audience gave it an A. They gave it a 94%. They like this movie even more. They're more satisfied with this movie even more than the first two Kill Bills. And this stars a strong woman, a woman that kicks butt. And the reason why the audience likes Alita, and I'm guessing the audience demographically is practically identical to Captain Marvel, the reason why they like this and why they were excited about it is because the story is really, really good. The animation is super cool. And the actors in the film didn't bash the the fans. The actors in the movie didn't do interviews saying that, well, I don't know if my fans are going to like this movie because most of my fans are idiots or total morons or a bunch of knuckle draggers. Like, no, they didn't say that. They didn't. I mean, to my knowledge, they didn't really say a whole lot. They just kind of like talked about the movie how you're supposed to, talked about the product, and then put it in the market, and the market is responding positively. So this is a 94%, and like, and this shows you right here the 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 distance between Rotten Tomatoes, their critics, and the general public. So this is a 34% spread. That's pretty big. That doesn't happen that often. And I'm guessing what it is the critics here at Rotten Tomatoes, they like to see women like Brie Larson. They like to see just mean, nasty, hateful women be the leads because I don't know. I think a lot of critics on Rotten Tomatoes are masochists. They like, they're most of them are guys. They like to have a woman just beat them. They get off on that. It's creepy. So this is the big spread right here. Now between the two, I'm going to go with the audience score. I'm going to 20 almost over 20 and a half thousand reviews gave it 94%. Only 270 masochists gave it 60%. I'm going to go with the 20,000 normal people and not the 270 masochists. Okay, let's go to another movie. This came out 2 years ago. This was a big, big blunder for Disney. And Disney accused audiences of sexism and racism as well, rather than looking at the movie and going, hey, this movie isn't that good. And you've all seen it. I've done videos on it. I'll probably do more in the future. And that is, bum, 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 Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, I just want to show this one as an example of a female lead and also the disparity between the two scores here. It's ridiculous. So there's a female lead. I mean, there's several female leads in this and supporting characters, and it did not do well with audiences. Audiences did not care for this movie at all because the story just didn't make any sense. It went all over the place. I mean, the story was like one of my rants. It just went all over the place, and except they can edit it. And yeah, so the film wasn't very good. Now look at the difference here. You got 91%. The masochists. Sorry about that. 91% of the masochists here, 428 of them voted that this is awesome. And then over 207,000 normal people voted this to be 44%. So less than half. So this is a failing grade. This is not a good film. And the fact that there is a enormous spread between the two really shows the disconnect between the pool of reviewers that Rotten Tomatoes has and just regular people that go to the movies. So I just want to point this out because I like good movies. It doesn't matter who stars in them. I just don't want to be insulted if I point out they're not good. It's kind of like trying a new flavor of ice cream, and it's like you go into Baskin Robbins or you go into some ice cream store and they give you that little spoon with a little bit of ice cream on it to taste it, and you taste it and you're like, oh man, this tastes like fish eggs. This tastes really bad. And then the person behind the counter yells at you and goes, "You sexist, you racist. This is supposed to be cherry key lime pie." And I look at them and you just go, "Well, I'm sorry, but it doesn't taste anything like it." Rather than them looking at the ice cream and going, "Hey, maybe we screwed up on this one," they just insult people. It's ridiculous. So that's my rant on female leads and the action movie Marvel comic audience. Let me know, what do you guys think? Are you guys just so intimidated by strong females in movies? I mean, it just makes you just shake at the knees. Or are you just into really good movies and you don't really care who stars in what movie? And off the top of my head, there's another movie too that came out. I didn't look up, but I don't really feel like doing it. But it's the new Mad Max movie. Charlize Theron, strong female lead. The movie was awesome. Did really well. What do you guys think? What's your favorite movie, action movie that has a strong female lead? Let me know because I'm interested. And Do you think the Captain Marvel is going to keep on crying its way to the box office? And do you think they're going to tank? Are you gonna pay your money for it? Let me know. Um, are you just going to buy a ticket for Alita and then go see Captain Marvel so Alita gets your money? I've read some comments that people said they were going to do that. That's an interesting strategy. Do you think there's going to be a Do you think there's going to be a sequel to Alita? That would be interesting. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, click subscribe if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content. Later.